Welcome back, Irish fans, to Breaking On Braves Boys podcast. Today, got one of two breaking on the tapes that are coming out in the next few weeks before the season. Going to try to grind a few of these out, and I'll have a bunch of other videos up. Good amount, actually. Going to grind this next month until the season starts, and then grind even more once college basketball's back. Can't wait. Like 23 days until Notre Dame's first scrimmage, so really looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll be able to watch it, and we'll definitely have some videos coming out if we are, and we'll have a preview of sorts of that. Not sure exactly what that'll look like, but just gonna figure something out for the scrimmage depending on availability of it. But today, gonna dive into Paul Atkinson. Uh, some think he'll be Notre Dame's best player. I don't know if I'm of that camp yet, but looking at this game against Clemson, an ACC opponent, Paul Atkinson was a huge factor and probably ultimately Yale's best player throughout the game. There's a reason he won Co-Ivy League Player of the Year. Um, just a heck of an all-around player, and he's gotten better since. He's put on a little bit of weight since this. You'll see at times he's a little overmatched with Amir Sims and Jamison. Clemson's two bigs, but he does a really nice job overcoming that. I put a few clips of him being a little overmatched in there, just physically, and kind of wanted to show that. So it kind of shows how much more impressive it is that he had 20 and 10 on them essentially. So really good game by Paul Atkinson here. One of two ACC games that he played. This one was against Clemson. I think he had 20, and the other one was UNC where he had 10. So I thought this was really good game to watch, considering that he's in the ACC now and that's the level of competition he's playing. So I guess I'll get into it soon. Just a couple of notes on Atkinson. He was going to play on Team USA, but got COVID and couldn't. Thought that would have been a nice chance for Notre Dame fans to see him, but I've heard that he's really emphasizing shooting threes more so this year than in past years. I assume that's so he can fit better in Notre Dame system, and then to look better for NBA scouts or professional scouts in general. Same thing with the weight, putting on weight, I'm sure. So I think you're going to see mostly the same guy that's in these clips, which is a good sign considering he dropped 20 on a ACC team with two bigs that are a lot bigger physically than him. But he's also bigger now and should be a much better shooter, even though he's going to have a little bit of a tough time getting that shot off in the ACC. You'll see what I mean when he shoots it. He kind of leans into it, and I think if they put an emphasis on getting out there and putting a hand in his face, it's going to be kind of tough for him. But if he can get open threes, he'll be a lot better than what he had been in past years. Pretty sure he only took 13 threes in his last year, and one of them was in this game, and you'll see if he made it or not later. But, yeah, just going to get into Paul Atkinson here. You're not going to see my face on the screen because the quality would be screwed up if I did that. So going to jump into the clips here and slow them down a little bit so I can talk more. I know you guys love that. So going to get into it now. See you guys in a second.
All right, so to start here, you can see Atkinson's craftiness on essentially the first play of the game. He's overmatched physically. Sims doesn't give him a chance to back down, but he hits him with a really nice move to get a basket. On this play, I wanted to point out kind of that Atkinson was a little hesitant to shoot because his release wasn't helping him too much, so kind of dishes it off here. Does show he can play on the perimeter, though, and be effective out there, even if he couldn't shoot back then, and now he can shoot probably a lot better than he could back then. Here, a nice dish from the perimeter again. That was something I really liked when he committed, is that he can hit cutters and just make plays for his teammates. Here, another crafty move, draws the foul. Probably shouldn't have been a foul, but wanted to show here he's a little overmatched. Couldn't really back Jamison down and resulted in a turnover. But the thing I like is here, he can't really back him down either, but he hits him with a nice move and makes a play out of it. So definitely something encouraging there. Here he's working on the perimeter again. And actually, another post up, Sims doesn't let him back him down. Just makes a nice move there and hits a hook shot. So you'll kind of see Atkinson's not going to be a super physically imposing guy down low against ACC level centers, but he's going to find a way to score and make plays. He's so crafty, like Bray and James Jones had talked about. There makes a nice stop defensively, and here you'll see another one. A lot of centers can't stay with guards like John Newman in the open court like that. Atkinson stays with him and forces a tough shot, makes a nice play. So really encouraging to see that there. And then here again, Sims could have easily just backed him down, but Atkinson moves his feet really well, does a nice job and makes him kick it out, uses his hands too early on in the possession. Great play to see from Atkinson, considering what Notre Dame had down low last year outside of Jawan Durham at times. So here you'll see he's kind of getting pushed around a little bit down low, still finds a way to score though. You'll see his stroke a little bit leans into it, so it's going to be a little tough for him to get shots off in the ACC, but still a really nice play there. Here, again, crafty finish. I think that's a theme with Atkinson at this point is Atkinson making crafty finishes, so definitely great to see there. Again, moves his feet well on this position, if this is the one I remember. Yeah, just cuts him off, makes it really tough on him. A guy who probably has like 30 pounds on him at least. Atkinson just does a really nice job defending there. Here, boxed him out, and he's just, this is a play where you can kind of see what Brave's talking about with Atkinson's rim running ability. Just catches Sims falling asleep. Nice pass by Jordan Bruner, and Atkinson finishes in transition for the and-one. So that's definitely something to watch for, is Atkinson's rim running ability. Can't fall asleep, and here's another example. Bruner to Atkinson again. I think it's more so just Sims falling asleep, but Atkinson gets out in transition and has great vision to make plays there. So love to see that from Atkinson in transition. What's this play? Oh, this is nice. Just a winning play by Paul Atkinson here. Forces Sims to hit it out of bounds, and just great play. Sorry, I couldn't ID that play for a second. But here's an instant replay of it. Atkinson just makes a winning play here. Something that won't really show up on the stat sheet, but just something that you'll love to see happen in Notre Dame games next year. Really encouraging to see Atkinson make plays like that. So here, Atkinson shows off his passing ability again, puts it in a great spot for Jordan Bruner. He's just so smart, always knows what's going on, has some point guard skills mentally, just doesn't have the physical build for it, obviously. And then here, kind of bullies, is that Jamison or Sims? Sims. Kind of just bullies him and scores, so I guess it's not all craftiness down low, but the majority of what you've seen in this game is him just finding little ways to score. Here gets a big boy rebound down low. A lot of guys would have lost that ball with John Newman and the other guy coming at him. So encouraging to see there. I don't think Atkinson's going to be the rebounder John Mooney was at all. He's a little too skinny for that. But again, here gets an offensive rebound. I think he's definitely going to help Notre Dame in that aspect. Guys like Nate Laszewski and him are going to have to step up on the boards. And I think they could be a lot better rebounding team than they were last year, especially if either Matt Zona or Elijah Taylor ends up emerging. So just great to see Atkinson have a great performance against an ACC level team and big men who are bigger than him and more physically imposing than him. So great to see overall. I'll kick it to myself for the outro.
So I kicked it back to myself. After watching Atkinson, I kind of have three main things that I noticed. One, I said it over and over again while we were watching the tape, is craftiness. He's not physically moving Amir Sims much, but he's finding ways to get to the basket and score in isolation and the post-ups, which is something Notre Dame hasn't really had much of since John Mooney with Nate and Durham. Durham was more of a lob catcher than Atkinson. I don't think if I hopped on a Notre Dame game from last year, even Durham's best game, you would see as many moves being used down low effectively as you saw from Atkinson in this game against a high-level opponent like Amir Sims. Two, I think footwork. I pointed out a few times defensively, but offensively, it was there too. In all those plays, he was going back to the basket with Amir Sims. But I pointed out a few times on defense, he was just staying in front of Amir Sims, cutting off driving lanes for him, just making things really tough on him, even if Amir Sims is really talented and has a couple pounds on Atkinson. So thought that was the second thing to watch. 4 and 3. Kind of going back to the crafty thing. Just Atkinson has so many moves he can go to. I think he's really tough to stop, especially once he gets going within the flow of Notre Dame's offense, and he isn't got the guy they're keying on. If you can get Atkinson in isolation, he has so many moves he can go to. And now if he can drag the defense out to the three-point line and shoot threes, he could bring Notre Dame's offense to a new level. I wrote about that a few months ago, but this is a guy that can kind of transform Notre Dame from a really good offense into a great offense with all those other guys that Notre Dame has coming back, all the vets and the new guys. So I thought Atkinson was really good in this game. Thought it'd be cool to show him playing against ACC competition. It had some really good games. Well, not a great game against UNC, but a pretty good game against Clemson, and then scored in double figures against UNC, which he did every game last year. There's a reason Atkinson shot 63% from the field, and you kind of saw it with all those moves he has and how he likes to create separation down low and get good looks around the basket. So lots to like from Atkinson. He's definitely somebody I'm going to watch for early in the season just to kind of see. I'm sure we'll see a lot of stuff that's exciting for him early on. Not going to be the shot blocker Durham is, but he might be better at almost everything else. That's not even a knock on Durham. He's doing really well overseas right now, but Atkinson has an argument for Notre Dame's best player at this point in time if he can get going early in the season. So definitely somebody that can make a huge impact on Notre Dame and somebody we're going to be watching for a ton early on in the season, trying to get a feel for within Notre Dame's scheme. So thank you guys for watching. Definitely have some more stuff out soon, so be sure to subscribe. Maybe an interview in the works, and then a ton of other analysis videos getting you guys ready for the season. So thank you guys for watching. Go Irish. Peace.